course. So here we go. First of all, cost. You got a point for every pound you were under 1,000. So James, that's 100 for you. Jeremy, 100. 250. Because
was your car 750 quid?
Yes, it was. Then the speed. You get a point for every second you were faster than the Stig, or lose one for every one you were slower. James, that's minus 12 for you. Minus 20, Jeremy. Minus 72 for me.
Rightly so. Rightly
then
so.
flamboyance. How flamboyant you drove. I've got the judges' results here. James, they said you weren't flamboyant. You got nothing. Sorry. No points at all. Then Jeremy, neither were you. None. Sorry.
I did a J-turn!
You put Vaseline on the lens. We couldn't see it, you fool.
That's rubbish.
Then I got a point for driving through the boxes. So
Your tongue fell off.
A bit. I made it.
This is ridiculous.
Finally, the decider. Arresting the Stig. OK. James, you got nothing for that.
What?
So that gives you...
Well, you didn't get him.
88. I got nothing. So that gives me 179.
You've been building up tension here, haven't you? Because I'm on what am I on 80? So if I get 100 for my bow de Sears, I've won.
Yeah.
Did I?
No. Funnily enough, no. You got 98, which means you get 170.
I'm sorry. No, hang on. No. Show me where it says I conveniently ended up with 1 point less than you.
No.
You've eaten it.
Yes, I have.
Well, since I am not prepared to go through your stools in the morning to look for the evidence, we have to conclude that the best car for the British police is a Suzuki Vitara with a doormat on the front.
Yes.
And on that blatant lie, it's,
Luckily, children, I got better. You might not be so lucky.
Yes, it's like my penis. That grew back. Yours might not.
Anyway, let's have a look how we all did. No real surprises in the scoring until we get to the repair section, where I got 2, Hammond got 4, James, you got minus 100.
Is that a minus?
Yes, that's a minus.
Oh, come on.
Well, what else did you expect? Look, you failed to address any of these things. The ruined bonnet, the crumpled roof, door mirror missing, all these dents. All you did was concentrate all your time on one scratch. And it's still here. Look.
I ran out of time.
What you did there was prove what I've said all along. Polish doesn't work. It can't get rid of anything. When do you ever see the NHS going, ooh, that's a nasty head wound, we'll get some tea cut on it. It doesn't get rid of anything.
All he did was end up with a really clean scratch.
Exactly.
All right, let's move it on. Look, we've got the lap of crashes. Jeremy, you got 121. I got 103. Hammond, you got minus 174.
Oh, what? So, conveniently, I just happened to get minus exactly the number of points I had.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So you're
That's
now
just how
on,
it happens.
there's no other word, you're on naught.
Yeah.
You're on
that.
naught. OK, but now is the big one. The handbrake turn. Now, our teenage judges said they were prepared to award up to 5 points for a really good one.
Well, just 5 points. That means I can't possibly win.
No.
Sorry, what's your car doing?
Can I just say, you can't stop that happening. What happened was, you see, the thing is this got clobbered here, the washer, a headlight washer, and it's blown the fuse, and that just is constant. Been going on since we filmed it in March.
Now, Jeremy Clarkson, it is now between you and me.
Yes, it is.
Like last week.
Yes,
like
it
in the
is.
train race. So your
Yes, it
handbrake
is.
turn.
Yes.
What did you get?
The girls awarded me nothing. No, why do you do that?
What a
Why
rotten bit
can't
of
you
luck.
just admit that you are turned on by handbrake turns?
Just give in to it. Just
Why
go
don't
with it.
you know this as a man. There's nothing else going for you. No, come on. That is what does it. But you think we're immature when we do handbrake turns, don't you?
No, they claim to
But you don't. Secretly, you have a crisis. I bet you any money when... I'm sorry. Can you just...
This is consumer advice as well.
Shut up!
This is also consumer advice happening
The
right
door handles come off! Can you go in there and make that noise? Please stop. Can you open the door? Just turn... Can you turn the key? Yes. Come on, you're turned on now. Anyway, I got naught.
Yes.
And that
Rotten
means...
bit of luck.
That means you are now Oh, 3 points behind me. So if you got 4, the girls gave you 4 points. They did, didn't they? They did. What did they give you?
Nothing.
Yes! I am victorious!
Fairly beaten.
The Bulldogs.
No, think about it. Think what you're applauding, because what we're saying is the best car for a 17-year-old is a beige Volvo Estate with a broken back window.
Yep, that's what my children are getting. Be assured. Anyway, that is the end. If you are a lorryist and you are going to have an accident, there's a choice of something to hit. Avoid anything with bricks in it.
Yeah, always swerve and go for the big pile of mineral water.
Yes, that's a safer bet.
Anyway, look, we have done a scoreboard. It's hopeless, to be honest, and massively complicated, but the upshot of it is this. I got 60 points. Hammond, you got minus 25. And Jeremy, you got...
A gear lever in his bottom.
A gear lever in your bottom. And minus 3,560.
Why did I get that?
You just did.
Whatever. We have proved that the Scania P94D is the best truck in Britain today. And next week we have more lorries on, in fact, because we've been to America to test some muscle cars. Let's put the scores, shall we? How we're doing. Obviously, you get 1 point for every 10 or under 1,000. So, James, you got a half. You got 0.
Yes.
I got 55 for that. Calendars, that's 0. Overtaking. Okay, ready? James, you were minus 203. Richard,
yes?
you did well. Minus 178.
Right.
And me? Even though I got that Ford, okay, did spend quite a lot of time in the pit, so I was minus 206.
Oh, well done.
A bit disappointing. But don't worry, we're going to pick this up later on and all will be well. Anyway, it's now time to get the scores from the judges. James, what did you get?
Out of a possible 150, 74.
74, that's nearly a pass. Now, I got 23.5. Yeah. Which was the lowest score ever recorded in concourse history.
Yeah. Until I came along.
What did you get?
I got 9.
9.
9.
9 points.
Yep.
So, here we go. These are the totals. James, you are minus 129.5. Agreed?
Yep.
129.5. Richard, you are minus 169.
Yes, I
am. And I'm minus 127.5. And so, for the first time since, the Cheap Car Challenge about 3 years ago, I've actually won something!
Yeah. Oh, well done. And it gets better. Because, as a prize, the producers have said you get to keep that 75 and use it as your car for a whole year.
And do you know something, honestly? As a car lover, I can't think of anything I'd like more. There is only one way we can settle this. So what I've got here is a list of famous people who in the past have owned a Ford Zephyr with a chrome nose. Elton John, Liberace, Dick Emery, remember? Oh, you are awful, but I like you. And James May. What do they all have in common?
What you're trying to say is that because I've got a Corniche, I must, by association, have a wardrobe full of spangly jumpsuits. Is that
That's it, yes!
Right, OK,
yes,
fair enough.
Spangly jumpsuit man.
Fair enough. Let's have a look at the Biggs, famous former owners. They are...
Is Max Mosley on that list?
No. It's worse. It's worse. Look, Armin, Brezhnev, Ceausescu, Tito, Hoxha, Hussein, Castro, Clerk, Hirohito, Pot, Tung, and Elvis Presley.
An impressive list.
It is an impressive list, but if your theory is correct, that means you're either going to murder millions of people or you're going to die on the bog trying to get 500 cheeseburgers out of your poo chute.
So really, it comes down to a simple choice. Camp
Or camp commandant.
Exactly. Anyway, now we've got to do some totting up. We've got the charts over here. I've got a pen. Now, this is what we paid for the cars. We were given £100 if we could get to
The top secret
test track, yes, on the A5 without any mechanical problems.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
No, I didn't do that.
I didn't do that.
No, so that's no pounds to us for that.
No.
The power test against the Datsun.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing. No, naught there coming back. The handbrake test.
I didn't do that either.
No. There's a sad moment there, but
It was a
is
letdown.
no pounds back for you.
I did.
You did. That's £100 to
Thank you.
And I did it as well.
I mean, we never saw you do it, but if you say you did it, then Jeremy, you did it.
Absolutely. So that's £100 back to me.
Yeah.
The egg test, an important test.
Yeah, now I had 4 grams of egg left, but I lost 2 trim pieces, so that's I'm £20 up.
£20 up for James.
Well
done.
Thank you.
I had 4 grams left and I lost 2 trim pieces.
20
One of them
quid.
was quite large, I admit, but
Adore.
nevertheless, £20 up. Richard?
I had no egg left at all,
No.
and 6 trim pieces fell off. So, £60.
You're
down.
minus 60 there. That's not going well for the dolly, really.
It's a letdown for BL.
It is.
Sorry.
Now, the water test.
Yeah, now this, we got 20 pence for every yard you covered. You did 1,500 yards.
Yes.
So,
That's
it's £300 your half-wit.
Yeah.
300. It was right on the tip of my tongue. 300 for him. Yes, £300 back. Well done.
I did 4,500 yards, which I think you'll find is £900.
Oh, well done.
£900. That's better than going on the weakest link. £900.
And you did 10 yards, Jeremy.
That's £2.
Yeah.
Every
Put it
little
on.
helps. OK, so let's tot it up. Let's see how we did. OK, so Richard, you are £1,010 out of pocket. That's minus. I'm £978 out of pocket.
Well done.
And James, you are... You're £20 in the black!
Oh, brilliant.
James is the winner!
Thank you.
Well done. Congratulations. You've proved to the producers of the show, you've proved to the nation and indeed the world that British Leyland did make a good car. And here it is, a beige Austin Princess with a brown vinyl roof. Yeah, Britain made a good car. Yeah. Well done, James. Thank you. There was only one. They were rubbish. And on that bombshell...
It is time to add up the scores and see who's won.
Yep, now we've already filled in the scores for the drag race, the loading and the thief test. The tailgating, though, is where it gets tricky. You get a point for every centimetre under...
Every centimetre under 10 centimetres.
Right, so I was minus a half.
Yep.
Richard, you were 9, and James, you were minus 4 million.
Yeah.
What? Hang on a minute, I lose 4 million points for not tailgating.
That's exactly right. And you don't get anything for the door challenge because you are still naming all your spanners. Who won that one? That was me. I won the door challenge.
No, hang on. You put that on with gaffer tape. You can't have
So,
that.
the whole British Army is held together with gaffer tape. You see, it's not that.
Jeremy, it didn't open, and if something doesn't open, it's not a door.
He's right.
Did open.
It didn't.
It did when it fell off.
You can't claim that. All right. Who here thinks Jeremy won with the door? Who thinks Jeremy won that?
Hands up.
Who thinks I won fitting my door on with bolts? Everybody. So, one for me. You lost. You did. You lost.
Fair enough, I'm not sure. Plenty more ground. Well, we're 3, so you get
Three,
3.
and you get
Oh,
none.
well, you're gloating, naught, man. And I get 2.
Yeah.
Now, the police chase, that'd be a big 3 for me. James, you did well. 2. And you, 1.
1?
Your van rolled over!
I could have been killed.
So, you'd have still lost.
Exactly. Exactly. And now we've got to add these up. So it's 5, 6, 5.5, 7.5, 10.5, okay? Richard, 3, 4, wait a minute, 4,
Stretching
7,
this, isn't it?
20, okay? And James, you're 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 million, minus 3,999,993 is what you scored.
Didn't go well for you, did it?
You're not going well.
However, there was one more challenge, because the producers told us to put a man with a van type ad in a newspaper each, and then we would each get 1 point for every response we got from our ad.
Yes, we did. So, James, what was your advert?
My ad was man with van, LDV convoy with fully functioning automatic door system, driven by steady, sensitive, classically trained pianist.
Nice.
Very good.
good.
Remember, it's 1 point for each reply.
Oh, yeah.
Chance for you to claw back some points here, James. How many replies?
None.
Right.
So you're pretty much out. Okay, Richard, your ad was...
Well, my ad ran like this. Driver with van, surprisingly spacious, would suit anyone who lives at very narrow street. Speedy delivery guaranteed thanks to F1 style mid-engined layout, which it's got, which it has.
No denying that. How many replies?
1.
1. So you actually now get 21. I think this man with a van malarkey is not as well paid as we might have imagined.
It's not brilliant, is it?
Not really. So...
Come on, let's hear
mine, very quickly, very simple. Man with van, classic Ford Transit, well ventilated.
It had no door on it.
Well ventilated. Willing driver, slightly bad back.
Right, OK, so let me just work this out a minute. So if Hammond's in the lead, but if you get more than 10.5 replies, you'll have won.
Yeah.
11.5 replies, I think.
11.5 replies.
And you got?
None!
Yes, I win!
And the really good thing is that this means all future van tests in future will be done by you.
I don't want to.
Yeah, then I'm going to do the supercars from now on, although that is a way off, because this is the last programme in the series.
Hold that a minute. Right, I've done a quick chart of how we're performing so far.
We aren't...
I'm not performing.
Right, economy, 3 points for me, most economical, obviously, followed by Hammond, 2, you 1. Top speed, it's the other way around, you're the fastest, 3 points, 2 for you, and 1 for me, the slowest. Now, value, you get a point for every pound you save under the £2,000 budget, but you lose a point for every pound you go over it, OK? So I am winning that. My car was £800, I score 1,200. You, minus 65,000...
James,
I think there's something wrong with it.
645. I can't write on a vertical surface.
OK, let's have a writing competition. You lose.
Yeah, I will. But that's not in it. Hang on, your
Badly.
car, you lose minus 48,000. 2,000,
I can't be
50,000
minus
pounds.
no, hang on.
anything.
Have you included his optional windscreen?
Don't encourage him.
Is that optional?
It's an optional windscreen.
How much is it?
1,500 quid.
Minus 1,500. That's interesting, which
James-
is minus is a plus, which is a
James,
minus.
this is very riveting, but it's irrelevant.
It's not
It
irrelevant.
is irrelevant. It's like saying, Jeremy, you lost to Manchester United yesterday. I wasn't there, and I wasn't taking part.
You are taking part in this.
I'm not.
Yes, you are. Just
we-
because you can't be bothered and you've done it wrong, you're losing. Catch up here. You've got fires extinguished, water capacity. You can still claw it back for the total. But at the moment, mate, you're losing. Fires extinguished. So far, I've done 2. Hold on. Let's have a look at the final scores on my water damage scoreboard.
No,
because...
James. No, there's no point. You get minus $1 million because that was the cost of the real fire brigade that had to come, and I get plus $1 million for winning everything.
No, hang on. The only reason your doors to manual Audi beat the magnificent Nomad is that you fed the finishing line's cat.
And because it was faster and better in every way. It is a superb car, that TT, but you can't have one.
Because of the air hostess thing.
No, because I've driven 3 examples of it now, and every single one has had squeaky brakes. You can hear it in the film. And it drives you mad.
No, that's
Absolutely mad.
unforgivable
So you can't have one. And
The scoring, this is where we are, OK? The first of our tests was a high-speed run. Amazingly, James's Jag, fair and square, won that one.
Yep.
It won the second, which was the ride with the wet laps, if you remember that. Then the Alpine course. At that point,
things took a bit of a turn for the worse for the Jag. It very much lost that. Then we come to fuel economy. This was on the run from Millbrook, where we were, to Oxford.
Yeah.
The target was 20 mpg, OK? Points for over, points deducted for under that. My BMW did it in... I did 21 mpg, so I believe I gain a point, so that's +1 for me. Jeremy, you did...
The light,
17.
efficient. You see, 7... Who believes that?
Yeah. Well, that's what it did. 17, so you lose 3, so that's -3 for JC. Yeah, but then we get to James's Jag. James, what did your Jag do?
8.
Pardon?
What?
8.
8. 8 miles to the gallon. 8. Was that oil?
Oh, I thought you meant the oil. No, it's the same on the whistle as well.
So that's -12 for you. Then we come to reliability. This was, again, points knocked off every time we break down. Now, Jeremy, amazingly, nothing went wrong, so that's no...
I thank you. Not a single...
I like the booing, I like that. That's good. Now, I did have one, I have to confess, brake light failure, so... I like that as well. So that's -1, and then obviously James had 5. -5? 5
He
faults.
never even made it to Oxford. I mean, I get, right, 0 for reliability. I buy a car with no mechanical faults at all and score
But you don't lose
0.
any. I lost 1, James. That's the rules. It's the same.
It's -35 for buying a car with a manual gearbox. How fair's that? I lose 35 points from a wet crotch. How can that be fair? How can that be
that's the
fair?
rules.
I'm
That's
sorry,
how it
is that
works.
fair? What I lose, I end up with a wet crotch and 35 points off.
It's the same rules. This is pathetic. It's like Manchester United, FA Cup playing Arsenal last week. They were better than Arsenal for 90 minutes, then they lose on penalties. That's the rules.
Right. Medical procedures. Now, I performed 2 of those. You get 7 points for each one, so I've got 14 points. Richard Hammond, you actually performed 3, so you get 21 points.
No, hang on a minute. I did 4, because I did the intestines, the catheter, the drip, and I did the airway.
Yeah, but you weren't asked to do the airway.
Yes, but I did it.
We could have done a breast enlargement. It wouldn't have made any difference to your points. You were asked to do 3 things. You did them. Now stop moaning. What did I get?
Yeah, well, this is the interesting thing, because you, I'm afraid, got 0.
Oh, that's because I was rather transfixed by my patient's...
Well, weren't you?
Trusting me. No, I was. I went round one corner. It nearly went in my mouth.
Yes.
That's a bit bad.
Let's move on to value. Richard Hammond, yours was the most expensive. So
Can you believe it?
Well,
difficult, but you get 0.
Yeah.
Jeremy Clarkson, yours was very slightly cheaper, so you get 5.
Yeah.
Mine was very much cheaper at just £1,800. I get 10.
10 points there.
OK, moving on now. Sirens.
Yep.
Mine, but it was rubbish, really. I'll confess.
It was.
Yeah, it was. So I get 0
It was
there.
childish and rubbish.
Jeremy, yours didn't work.
No, it
either,
didn't.
Did it?
It wasn't childish, it just didn't work.
It was rubbish. James, you get -461 for that one.
How do you work that out?
Well, because not only was your siren inaudible, but it doesn't actually say ambulance on the front of your ambulance.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't.
It doesn't, because, look, you've written the word backwards, but you've got the letters the right way round still. It's...
Yes, I know, but... Yeah, but the shop where I went didn't have back-to-front ambulance lettering.
Yes, and as a result of that, you are now on exactly -1,000.
Yes, you are.
That's incredible.
Absolutely remarkable.
Incredible maths, but there we are.
It doesn't matter. I'm going to claw something back here.
We were given another challenge, which I have here. Let me read it out for you, OK? The reason why middle-aged men, such as you, that would be us, buy Porsches is because they're having a midlife crisis. Each of you must place an ad in a Lonely Hearts column, and you will refer to the car you've bought. 5 points for each reply. So, James, why don't you read out your advertisement that you placed, genuinely, in wherever it was?
41-year-old man with sensitive hair. 41-year-old man with sensitive hair drives Porsche 944 Lux, seeks brewery ARS or similar, must have liberal attitude to motorcycle components in the bath.
And how many replies did you get?
Well, 3, actually.
3 replies. Right. So that's 15 points.
OK.
OK, Hammond?
Well, my advert went like this. Porsche 924 owner, got it in first. Good-looking, mild-mannered, snappy dresser, 5'11", would like to live...
5'11"?
Mild-mannered.
It's a lonely heart, Sad. If I put angry short bloke, I won't get any reply. Big it up, talk it up.
So how many replies did you get?
None.
So that would be a big fat naught to you. Now,
what about you?
My ad, Porsche 928 driver, that's the V8 one.
Did you actually put that's the V8?
Yeah, look there. That's the V8
actually
one.
wrote that, OK.
Tall, slim hips. Likes books with speedboats on the cover. Would like to meet someone for friendship, maybe more.
Can I just point out, do you know where he put that advert? He put that in the Men Seeking Men column.
Frankly, a moment of genius, that, because I recognise that men would like the V8 thing.
But did they?
Yep, got 2 replies. So
Did you?
look,
Oh, right,
plus
so
10.
Another 10 on that.
For me.